Here is Danny, and today, as Embracer keeps killing studios, they have done the same to Free Radical Design, who were working on a new Timesplitters game. But since that is cancelled, the devs are now showing off art from the game over on Twitter and ArtStation. This is what the Swedish bastards, who did the deal with the devil and failed, took away from us. This will be a long video, so grab your dinner plate because eating without YouTube is crazy, or popcorn or something else and strap in. We finally could have had a new Timesplitters game in a few years, after a lot of time of waiting. But no, a company bets on Saudi blood money, and when that falls through, they fire a ton of people and kill multiple studios. I will be talking a lot, but there's also probably some silent parts, wherever I have no idea what to say anymore, and when there are way too many pictures of the game on screen per person. I am trying to do like a big showcase of these people's work, and to show you what we will never get. The pictures that are on screen right now, for example, are by Alex Stang, who did a Soviet tunnel system. He says that this was the main tunnel that ran behind a large wall connecting the top levels to the interiors, as well as connecting to the subtunnel system and the turbine hull, which will be shown off later. He also got a bunch of random assets like wall plugs, wall sockets, whatever you wanna call them, dumpsters for a sci-fi level, valves, a camera periscope like system, you name it. These are what he calls the belly of the beast, the turbine that sits at the bottom level. The more of the outside will be shown later. He has uploaded a lot of pictures from many different areas that he worked on. He also got images of different assets, all made to work with Unreal Engine 5's nanite system. So many shots of so many tunnels. This guy posted a lot of pictures, like the most pictures of anyone, minus the weapon guy, who also did a lot actually. So yeah, I'm just trying to fill the time a little bit while pictures scroll every 3 seconds. And even then, I need to have like 30 seconds plus worth of text added that I didn't have before in my original script, which is kind of ridiculous honestly. But it does show the immense work people put in this stuff. The stuff that you sometimes don't even see, sadly. The caster either scrapped features or just straight up cut games, which is always such a shame to see honestly. Just look at the scrapped features of Battlefield series that I do. So much work goes into the stuff that the players never see, which is such a shame. Now we go over to Diana Gau's ArtStation and what she did to the game. She worked on a western farm area, as seen here, named the Scrubs Range. Of course, Diana didn't do it alone, but a lot of people helped with it. Like Karen Riley, who also worked on a place called Neo City, which was a sci-fi modern city level. Also, don't you think this aircon unit really looks like a Nvidia GPU? This must be the 6090 series or something. Haha, I'm so funny. I'm totally not just trying to fill the time, so it isn't just a bunch of silent space like we had earlier. Like here we got a big door and a research chair. That doesn't seem too comfortable. We got some texture things, materials. We got some loose assets that will be used in the city. And then with nanite fuel, We got some other things that show off, some lamps and signs, some weird things that are like general things. Don't trip in the Russian area, helipad, you know, the good stuff. Here we got Joseph Bird's work on a place called the Machine Lair, which is a super modern place. He also worked on watchtowers, which are far less modern and more in the Soviet style, as we seen earlier. He got some Russian offices with old-timey computers, chairs, big screens and other lovely stuff that you could see in an office. Then there is a train yard, which even has a visible spawner in the right corner here, which is kind of funny. There was also a big satellite building for more of the Soviet era stuff. Here we got screenshots by Elmo La Mantia, who got these pictures from the watchtower area that I mentioned before. It does show off the scale of the level a bit better, I'd say. And then here is a Mayan style area with a nice forest. This area has the least pictures of all. Here is what he calls Cyber City, which might also be possibly Neo City, which does show us a bit of the ground level. Here we got some guardhouses used in the Soviet level. Followed by some other props which do look pretty neat. Like this old grandfather clock and all these European wall sockets. Or this CCTV camera. Then there's also some pipes, because you can't have missed those. Some consoles on the wall. Some ammo, always useful in a shooter. Some bushes that got burned. Some drawings of walls used for the sci-fi city. Some other random things from sci-fi setting worlds. Some street elements from the city, like pylons. Here we got the inside with some tunnels again of the Russian level. With some wooden crates, not much that I can say about it. Here we got a big crane at the watchtowers. Well, it looks pretty nice. And for the first time we got some videos of props spinning around, which is always nice to see. Then we got some gravestones for a cemetery or something else. but I've never really found out where that was being used. Here we got Callum Summers with some random props and some images of the assets being used in the Cowboy Range level. Here is Will Brown's stuff with a canyon with a church and a nice little miner town, which also later gives us the view of the mine shafts themselves. He also did a sci-fi basement, as you can see here, but also parts of the Soviet level with the watchtowers, which shows off even more of the areas that would have been in the game. And we got square watermelons. Carl Packer shows off some more things from the brutalist Soviet level. And he has some more pics of the Western era stuff. I'm typing this as I see it on the website. I could have sorted it per level, I guess, but that would get pretty fucky with the credits as well, since I'm trying to show off what each person has done on each area. But what would you have preferred? Also, I think this might be more interesting too, since it's not just the same area all the time for a few minutes and it switches back and forth. Here is Hanneke van der Lucht's Robot Rebel. Hey, it sounds like we got a Dutch person over here. She also did a medical robot and a cool looking sci-fi weapon. Here are some NPCs by Alfred Turner with some pretty interesting designs. For example, we got a god, a nun, etc. But also Lobster Lady, some mutants, a damsel in distress, who turns out to be a fake. There's a ghost girl, a zombie, a female future guard, a hacker girl, a cyborg girl, we got spaceman, a cyborg girl again with the Tubby gun, you also got a strongman, a tech fairy, some circus people, and a sci-fi lead character. Then there's also the winter female lead. A bunch of generic zombies that are now zombies. Here is concept art by Johnny Patraclu, sorry if I butchered the name, of the sci-fi level, including an overseer character. Here is some pretty cool stuff by Asa Boot, which are in-engine tests of the tech of the art, like the shaders, like the fake liquor, etc. But also for the GPU animated screens. And fake volumetric lights. And some of the early variants of wind on trees that also included grass. There's also a night and day system and how it affects the clouds, which does look honestly pretty damn neat. Here are some stills of Ada's remaining work. Meow. Mark Normington gives us a look at some of the weapons that we could have used in the game, with so many different things in so many different styles. It seems really bloody cool. And that sums it about up, sadly. If you are a video game studio looking to pick up some new talent, seems like there's a lot of people in need of work these days, sadly. And yeah, absolute shame that this game will never come out. unless someone picks up the IP and maybe the work that went into it and can repurpose it again. Is that even possible? I have no idea. Guess what? I'm not a game developer. What I do know is that this video is coming to an end. There have been almost 400 images and videos on screen, which is kinda ridiculous honestly, and more than 1,000 words. And that all for a game that sadly will never come out. But hey, that is all I got for now. Subscribe for more. This was Danny and I see you on the battlefield.